In the annals of history, few events have had as profound an impact as the Black Death. This catastrophic plague, which swept through Europe in the mid-14th century, killed millions and changed the course of human history forever. But beyond the sheer devastation it wrought, the Black Death also set the stage for significant societal transformations. In ways that might surprise you, this deadly pandemic contributed to the birth of the modern world. To understand how the Black Death reshaped society, we need to start at the beginning. The origins of the Black Death can be traced back to the arid plains of Central Asia. It was here that the bacterium Yersinia pestis first made its deadly leap from rodents to humans. This microorganism, carried by fleas that lived on black rats, found the perfect conditions to spread as the Mongol Empire expanded. The interconnected trade routes of the Silk Road facilitated its journey to the west, hitching rides on caravans and merchant ships. By the time the Black Death reached Europe in 1347, it had already caused considerable havoc in Asia and parts of the Middle East. The disease spread with alarming speed, moving from port cities into the heart of the continent. Within just a few years, it had reached the far corners of Europe, leaving a trail of mortality and despair. The rapid spread was exacerbated by the lack of understanding about disease transmission and the unsanitary conditions of medieval towns. The impact of the Black Death on the European population was devastating. Estimates suggest that between 30 to 60% of Europe's population perished. The massive loss of life created a severe labor shortage, which had far-reaching consequences on the economy and society. With fewer workers available, wages rose sharply, and the rigid feudal system began to crumble. Peasants found themselves in a stronger bargaining position, sometimes for the first time in their lives. This shift in power dynamics laid the groundwork for the eventual decline of feudalism and the rise of a more modern economic system. But the Black Death did more than just reshape economic structures. It also spurred advancements in medicine and scientific thinking. Prior to the plague, medical practices were often based on superstition and outdated ideas. The sheer scale of the pandemic forced a re-evaluation of these practices. Physicians began to question traditional methods and sought new ways to combat the disease. This period saw the beginnings of a more empirical approach to science, one that would eventually lead to the development of modern medical practices. Interestingly, the Black Death also played a role in cultural and economic shifts. With so much wealth concentrated in the hands of fewer people, the surviving population enjoyed a higher standard of living. This unexpected prosperity led to increased patronage of the arts and a flourishing of culture that would eventually blossom into the Renaissance. Additionally, the pandemic disrupted the medieval world system, shifting the balance of power and paving the way for new trade routes and economic opportunities. In conclusion, while the Black Death was undoubtedly a tragedy of unimaginable proportions, its legacy is a complex tapestry of loss and transformation. By forcing society to adapt and evolve, it laid the groundwork for many aspects of the world we know today. From labor rights to scientific inquiry, the echoes of this ancient plague still resonate in our modern lives. Understanding its impact helps us appreciate the resilience of the human spirit and the continuous march of progress, even in the face of adversity.